Hello, I'm Raj Chengappa, and I have with me the Karnataka Chief Minister, Mr. Basavaraj Bommai. Mr. Bommai, thank you for speaking to India Today exclusively.
Namaskar, Raj. How are you?
Very good, sir. Thank you. It's a pleasure to talk to you, and you're a person with such vast political experience. You've been minister several times, you've assisted chief ministers in the past, and you are the son of a chief minister, a former chief minister of Karnataka. With all this experience, how did you approach the chief ministership itself? What has been the way and the thrust that you've been putting on this?
You'll be surprised to know this that right from my first day of my political career, especially when I was first time elected to Legislature Council in Karnataka, one thought stuck to me that I have got two choices. Should I do people politics or a power politics? That very instant I felt that I should do people politics. Power politics is a byproduct of people politics. So I've been continuously doing people politics. I have been associating with the people cause struggle. I have led a lot of struggles, and I love to be with people. And that had given some credence to me. And thanks to BJP leadership, they recognized that. And in state, Mr. Ragupathi recognized me and gave me opportunity to serve the people in different capacities.
What would be the 2 or 3 things that you would say that in this 1 year you felt that you've achieved?
First thing is, whenever there are people in distress, government has stood by them. They have felt that this government is there when we are in problem. For example, as I took over, there was huge floods. Not only I visited and gave them rescue and relief, while I was giving the relief, first time we gave such a huge relief other than the NDRF norms. I doubled the relief to the farmers.
Right.
And we gave 1600 crores for more than 14 lakh farmers in 1 month.
Right.
Otherwise it would have taken 1 year. So that is one thing. Then housing also, we have given 5 lakhs to houses, whereas NDRF norm says 1 lakh. So we are with people, that is number one. Number two is the entire development approach, what I have done. I have carved in the aspiration talukas. Whatever the imbalances are there, I want to set it right. So I have given 4 tasks: education, health, women and child welfare, and malnutrition. So there are 100 talukas which are yet to be brought up to the state level. Therefore, that new planning a concept I have given, and I have started working. And the third and major thing is, I have given benefits to the farmers' children, which no other state in the country has given. The land being the same, it can't expand. But the depending on the people on the land is ever increasing.
Right.
For example, if 2 people are depending on 20 acres about 20 years back, now there are 20 people depending on that 20 acres. Right. So we have to remove certain people so that they go to other profession. And education is the highway for them to prosper in the other fields.
Right.
So I have recognized that, and I have given scholarship from 8th standard to the girls up to PG, and from POC to PG for the boys. So it has made a huge difference. It has built such a confidence in those children, those who were almost leaving the schools and drop, and it has increased the attendance in the schools from high school to college, college to PG. So overall education is improved. Farmer children are now confident, and their future will be good. So these fundamentally building up the people of the Karnataka through their activity. They are now earning their livelihood, but I want them to contribute to the economy. They have to earn more. Per capita income has to increase for them, so that they also contribute for the economy, and that will help my per capita income as well as GDP of the state. So these are few fundamental things have been taken.
Now, during your tenure, while you've all these welfare schemes that you've started have been lauded for, but in terms of some issues, particularly corruption, There has been an allegation against, saying that there's a 40% commission. The contractors have put out, sent a letter to the Prime Minister, as well as other issues. Inspectors been involved in something. What have you been doing about corruption on this?
It's a very good question you asked. First of all, that letter was done just before I took over.
Right.
I was not a chief minister. Second is, I had called them, the very people who were listening. I said, give me some cases where 40% has been done. They are unable to give any cases. They came with system improvement and all. They suggested, and I have done, immediately I have done what was the request. This 40% is a political thing. So even now, I am ready to see that if there is any point, anywhere, there is not 40%, leave a 40%. Any corruption is there, we will attend it to immediately. See, now I have set up a high-level committee to look into the estimates of the works and tender condition, where the real crux of the corruption is. All these things were conveniently enjoyed by the previous governments. Those very alleges about 40%, they are part of the 40%.
Now, there was a case in one of your cabinet minister case, Ishwarappa had to resign. What has been the position of that, and where does that case stand about this? On corruption, I mean, suicide, where he is alleged to have,
I know.
In terms of payment.
I know. This thing was inquired in detail, and the police have said that he doesn't have any role and there are no evidences of his role. That will be filed to the court. It is the police report is not the end of it. It will be scrutinized in the court, in many courts also. So whatever action police has been taken, ultimately it will have a stamp of judicial this thing. We'll go by the rules.
Okay. And if he is found to be clear, you would bring him back to the cabinet, or that is not something
that is what our central party has to take a call.
Okay. Now the other issue that you have also been talked about is in terms of the communal tensions that have happened. You've had the hijab controversy that is happening, an anti-conversion law that is there. There has been movements about where halal meat and this thing should be served. What is your approach to this? Are you trying to be more Hindutva than the Hindutva? What is your approach to such issues?
I will just tell you how I have approached. Then you only decide which side I am more. Hijab thing was not at all there. All of a sudden erupted in coastals, and it all started with 5 small girls taking it up. It was prompted by PFI and SDPI, and they started in a big way. My approach was whatever the law says. So as per the law which was done in 1980s, the school had code of dress. Even you have gone, we have gone, we have wear uniform and gone. Not that we've gone like this thing. So it is their ages, and that was there. All of a sudden they wanted to bring new element, and there was a counter for it. So we said that follow this code, and we issued the orders. That was challenged in the court, and the 3-member judge High Court has given a verdict that dress code has to be done. I don't see this hijab thing as something which is political or a communal on that angle. I just see that what is the rules. Follow the rules. And that approach helped. Now everything is settled. There is no problem. Some people wanted to create in such a big way that as if some whole thing has collapsed or something. That's not the reality. Many of minorities also agree there should be dress code. Majority, but it's a silent majority. In this country, the silent majority is not taken into account. That's the whole problem. A few people who make noise will have a lot of space in your TV screens. And that is not the opinion. The real opinion is now once the court has given, that's settled down. And as far as this halal thing is concerned, that is also we had made a rule. And this rule was made by Congress. I have not made this rule. I have said follow the rules which were made by the previous government. And that's also solved. And there is a loudspeaker thing. Supreme Court has made an order. And we said Supreme Court order has to be followed. And we are implementing it. So I go by the rule of law. whichever incident is. I don't have any colors to it. And that approach has helped me. Karnataka, whatever the small incidents were taken, that was a small incident. After that, everything is on track. Everybody is following the rule. There is peace now.
Now, even the anti-conversion law you moved in the assembly and got it passed. Now, what was the provocation for that?
See, anti-conversion law is not new in this country. Right from Mahatma Gandhi time it is there. As if I have done this. Anti-conversion law is there. Anti-close order is there. All these laws are there. And we all know that the conversion to allurement and force is not allowed in the Constitution itself. It's not allowed in the Constitution. What the Constitution has said and what the earlier laws have been said, it has been reiterated. Nothing, this thing.
But the timing.
And not a question of timing. And there are some apprehensions.
Right.
That all of a sudden some people will be arrested, something. Till today, after having done, you see that anything is there. I have given confidence, especially to the minority Christian community, that there will be no coercive action unnecessarily, no illegal this thing. We will go by the rule. You also follow the rule, we also follow the rule. And larger extent, they understood now that there will be no such thing where they will be harassed or something. But in many cases, especially in Dalits, there is allurement and cohesive action is also there, force is there to convert. That we are going to prevent.
Now, people say that because you had come to the BJP in 2008 from the JDU, you have to prove your Hindutva credentials, and rather than show that you are, in terms of performance, you are using the Hindutva card to communally divide the state.
These are political analysis which has been drawn in the drawing board. Whenever it is on some individuals, their background is discussed and all. It's a natural thing to happen. I am not worried about that. But the fact of the matter, to put it in a sentence, if the rule of law is to be followed, is Hindutva, I don't mind.
Now, if you take the BJP has talked of dynasty Mukt Bharat. You belong, in some senses, you are a dynasty, if you want to define it, because your father was a chief minister and now you become chief minister.
There is a lot of difference.
Yes, do explain that.
See, first of all, my father is no more there.
Right.
When I joined BJP, he was not there, number one. Number two, I had my own political career, not that I have come because I am a son of somebody. And the third thing is that I never used the family name and other things. So on my own hard work, people have recognized me, and that is recognized by the BJP.
So you are not worried about this dynasty Mukt Bharat?
No, I am following it. I am following it. I am the lone member in my family into politics. Nobody else is there.
What about Mr. Yadurappa, your predecessor? Now his son, he has announced that he wants to give an MLA ticket. His other son is also...
No, see, look into this. Yadurappa is a person who has dedicated his life on BJP. For the last 40 years, from 0 to 110, it is major contribution he is, Anand Kumar's, and of course party organization is also there. You can't deny the strength of party organization. Having struggled for so long, everything, he is representing Shikaripura for 7th time, 8th time. Now he has decided not to contest. Since he is retiring, and the wish of the people of that constituency was that this thing should continue, he just made one suggestion. I talked to him. He just made one suggestion that people want him here. I am not here, but he'll be there. That was just a suggestion. Ultimately, he told that this is my suggestion. Whether party high command is there, prime minister is there, party president is there, home minister is there, they have to take a call. That's how it is.
That's where it stands at the moment.
That's what it stands, and nothing should be attributed more than this.
Textbook issue. What would you say?
See, that's all. It is. Textbooks are reviewed every 3 years, 4 years. Congress also did it. And most of the allegations which they have found in us are done during Congress times. On Basavaraj, on other religious, Kuvempu. They had less chapters of Kuvempu. We have added more chapters. But they want to create a controversy. If there are every book review or syllabus review has got some controversies, because people who are all along there, if there's some changes there, they are status quo. They don't want to change. So there will be some kind of resistance in some quarters. But there has scope to change it. It can't be made such a huge thing. And we have corrected wherever we felt that, even though it was a previous government mistake or our government mistake, I said I got open mind and I've corrected it.
And you've also dissolved the committee that was there.
I dissolved it immediately and I made the corrections and they have been printed and now circulated. Therefore, this syllabus thing was blown out of proportion. It could have sat on the table and said this is correct, this is wrong, this should be done like this. It could have been done. It was more of an academic thing which was blown over. You know that even small things are blown over nowadays.
There has been a huge thrust in terms of trying to get foreign investors to come. What have you done in this 1 year to ensure that Karnataka, which is really seen as, you know, top of the rung, particularly in IT software, what have you done to ensure that you get better industry?
See, I'm the one who doesn't want to take credit for all my previous predecessors, our scientists, our entrepreneurs have done. See, Karnataka is in forefront right from 50s, 60s. Thanks to our Maharaja of Mysore for his forward looking. After independence also, the PSUs, presence of PSUs in a big way in Bangalore. You name it, it is there. HL, NL, HMT, BHL, BL, BML, name them they are there. Plus a heavy presence of Defense Research Organization, DRDO, Power. All this added to a very, very strong pool of technical people.
Right.
Plus R&D. All these institutions had collaborations and they had a lot of improvement to be done. So, in a sense, a scientific development with technological base and R&D mind had done. And that was our strength, which no other state has. And that brought in ITBT. It is the technical people, the pool of technical people prompted the ITBT, which is more on the application sides. Then came BT, then came artificial intelligence, so it's natural to follow. Now startups have come. More than 16,000 startups are now there in Karnataka. So the young, and second important thing is our education system, which was liberalized quite early in 70s. We had the highest number of engineering colleges in private sector, medical colleges, which no other state had.
So you had the skilled worker base, you had the facilities. So what have you done in this 1 year?
I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Now, to meet the present challenges, the ease of doing business was necessary. So we have taken series of measures where we have made a procedural so much easy that anybody who wants to put up a shop will not have much harassments at all. That is one way of looking. Another way of looking thing is we have got sector specific policies. For example, we have got a semiconductor policy.
Right.
Now, of late, our beloved Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji has come out with a semiconductor policy on a mission mode. Once that was done, then because of the technology, people started talking to us. And we have given much more PLI, production link incentives and other things, which no state has given. So now we are going to set up a first semiconductor plant. Will probably, if center approves, it can come to Karnataka.
So to sum up, you are saying you want to make Karnataka what? The hub of what?
See, Karnataka will be the future economic engine of this country. And our Prime Minister's dream of $5 trillion will be really fulfilled, and a major role will be from Karnataka.
Now, you had talked about infrastructure. One of the issues has been Bengaluru, the city I grew up, the city you also were there. There has been complaints about a lot of this thing. You had K.T. Ramarao, the son of the Telangana Chief Minister, say, come to Hyderabad, we are better than Bangalore. What have you done to improve Bangalore, and how do you...
I have replied.
Right.
Bangalore is not competing with any other cities in the country.
Right.
Our competition is with Silicon Valley. So we are in a different plane at all. So naturally, when something big is there, they try to snatch something else. So that's okay. But our strength is our strength. Our strength is the ecosystem which really helps the entrepreneurs, the technological hub. Third is a large pool of technical talented people and ease of doing business. So people, in spite of all those calls, our FDI for the last 4 quarters, highest number of FDI is with the Karnataka. 38% of the country's FDI is coming to Karnataka.
I think the question is, what are you doing for Bangalore? I know everybody...
No, I'm coming to that. Infrastructure.
Bangalore, yes.
See, now with this kind of people coming, so much of international institutions are there. Bangalore being such a Bangalore, every day, more than 5,000 new vehicle hits the road. Road is same. 5,000 new vehicles also. No city can have this problem. Second is, we have got more number of vehicles than the people in Bangalore. And third is that it has been not really planned and this thing. But however, we are giving all the major infrastructure. Now we are widening the road, white topping the road, 12 corridors have been identified. Now traffic jams, I have addressed them, and there was a little coordination problem. I set it right. Off late, junctional traffic this thing. Then I'm giving them a seamless signals. So we are going all out to do this. But however, to give a permanent solution for that, we should have a satellite towns with a proper mobility. That is the permanent solution, and which I am going to do it. We'll have 4 satellite towns built up with rail, road link, and it will be a beautiful, very well planned greater Bangalore, which I am trying to plan it. I am taking help of the international town planners for this.
And coming now finally to looking at the next elections and what you're planning to do. But firstly, let's come into this question of how confident are you, given the fact that you are seen, or for a long time the Lingayat dominance, the community that you belong to, has ruled the state. There is the Vakligas that you need to win over the other communities. What are you doing to ensure that, are you confident, firstly, that you will be able to take the BJP to victory?
See, with my 30 years and with my legacy and contacts, which I have with all sections of the people, from the across the range, I have got people confidence, and I am addressing everybody's problem. There are some issues where Vakilga dominated areas are there. There are some developmental issues. I am addressing them. There are some issues where SC, ST and OBCs are there in Hyderabad, Karnataka. They have got the issues. I am addressing them. And per se, SC, STs had some long pending issues. I am trying to sort it out. So winning them through our actions and through our deeds is the right way. That's what I feel. And now people are realizing now that here is a man who takes care of about us. So I am very, very confident, not just confident, very, very confident with my experience and with my party behind me and the organization behind me and the programs and our approach to involve all sections of the society, and my conviction that the bottom of the pyramid is going to make a change. I am putting all my strength and all my time and energy for upliftment of them. And poverty doesn't have any caste. Poor are there in everybody. If you take care of poor, all these castes are also taken care.
So you're confident of winning how many seats? Amit Shah ji said 150 seats for Karnataka.
Yeah, mission 150 has been given by Amit ji, and we are going to strive to see that we will get 150 plus.
And finally, what would you say you're going to do in the next 6 months or 1 year that you have? May 2023 is when the elections are scheduled, or April.
My first thing is to implement my budget, which I have given, which is accepted very well, right, and already I have started implementing, and that should give a result. That is number one. Second is bring about a lot of changes in governance, where quick readdressal of people problems will be there. time-bound actions are there. That is giving a good governance. And third is giving a sense of confidence in all sections of the society that this government is for them and is going to take care of them. Plus, my fundamental, as I said, the youngsters, the farmers, the women, who are the driving economic force, to help them to such an extent that they will lead a Swalambani life, and then hence there will be a Swabhiman life for them. When poor has got a Swabhiman life, that state will be a Swabhiman state.
You're in Delhi and people keep saying that you were to expand the cabinet. You have so far not done so. Are you going to expand the cabinet before you go to elections?
No, we intend to expand the cabinet. When and how, I have central leaders have been talking. The day it is decided, I'll let you know the press.
And to sum up your 1 year of, what would you say in 2 or 3 words is the way you've run this government?
It was a year of challenges. Challenges are met. New orientation of development has started, and a good governance foundation has been laid. Hence, the future of Karnataka is much, much more brighter than ever before.
Thank you, Mr. Bommai, for this, and wish you all the best in the coming months.
Thank you
so much.